had $100 bills. Because I was flat broke. I had absolutely anything. Borrowed, like I said, was borrowing money. It got to a point where when they would pay me, I would say, I would be kind of like looking in my purse like this, like, I sure hope she got some 20s, because I can't save all this money. I got to pay some bills, you know? So, anyways, okay, so that happened. So over about, let's see, maybe 2.5 months, close to three months, I saved $7,800 just in $100 bills, okay? Then here comes Satan again, because I got back into my depressed stage. Here goes Satan again. And some girlfriends called me and they wanted to go to Palm Springs and just have a good time and kick it. Got me being depressed. I was like, what the heck, come on, let's go, forget this. I'm just gonna splurge and go and do it. I knew what God was having me saving the money for, but I didn't care about life at that point anymore. You know, I kept having those, you know, the little warfare going on in my body. Satan had me depressed one day and God uplifted me, and it was just going back and forth. So anyways, just as I told her okay and we were gonna leave, I get a phone call from this guy and he said, Samaya, he said, do you still want this building over here on Meadows? And I was like, no, I'll do whatever. Because my credit was messed up. Remember, I hit rock bottom, my credit messed up. Y'all ain't gonna give it to me anyway. So I was like, no. So, but for some reason, I end up saying, let me just see the building first before I, you know, make that my final decision. Let me just look at the building. I go over there, I see the building. I loved it. I fell in love with that building. I said, I gotta have it. This is it. This is for me. I gotta have it. So I asked the guy, I said, what do I need to do to get it? He said, I want you to fill this application out and then we'll get back in touch with you. Now I knew my credit was shot. So I said, I tell you what, I said, I'm gonna fill this application out. I even told him my credit is bad. I said, but don't let that be your final decision, because I could always get a cosigner, you know. The next day the guy came back, he said, you didn't need a cosigner, you can get the building.
All right.
And I was just like, oh, okay. But remember, I was gonna blow that money. I had $7,800, 78, and I was gonna blow that money, right? The guy said I can get the building. It was 42, because it's like $2,100 a month for it. So I had to give him $4,200. That leaves me with a total of about $33 to open up this business. $3,300 to open up this business, right? But God said, don't worry about it. Now that's the difference. That's a gift of faith. Because the gift of faith, remember, I'm just doing it. The gift of faith is like this. You walking on a tightrope 40 feet up in the air, your eyes closed, and you just walking, okay, God, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. That's a gift of faith. Okay, so that I did that. I closed my eyes and I started walking. After I got the building, the first thing I started looking for was these kind of chairs like this, waiting room chairs. And I wanted a blue, and I wanted a particular blue. It was kind of like a steel grayish blue looking color. The reason why I wanted that particular blue color was because my mom, she showed me a dream. That was the only dream that I ever had of her. She showed me a dream, and in her house, it was just all blue. Everything was blue, the sky, the walls, the floor. And I was like, Granny, why do you paint everything in here blue? But she said, Samaya, I'm happy. I don't want to come back. I'm at home. I'm good, you know. So I was like, okay, but still, why is everything blue? So anyway, so I just said, I looked at that and I said, okay, maybe God's trying to tell me something, everything was blue. So now I went looking for these blue chairs. These chairs was costing anywhere from $115 to $89 used. I went everywhere looking for these chairs and I could not find. I needed maybe about 25 of them. So I'm here after being out all day long. I went into this hotel liquidation place and I seen some chairs that I liked. No, I take it back, I take it back. I was leaving. And the young man came over to me and he said, ma'am, can I help you? And I was like, no, that's okay, and I'm tired. And I was really trying to brush him off. I said, no, that's okay. I said, besides, I don't see anything in here that I like anyways. He said, what are you looking for? I said, some blue chairs. I said, but don't worry about it, because even if you had it, you wouldn't have it, you know, you won't have the amount that I need, because every chair that I had like 1 or 2 everything. He said, well, we got some stuff in the back. Let me just go and look. So he went back there and he brought these 2 chairs back. And there were 2 chairs that was identical color. The color was perfect. But one was just a vinyl and the other was cloth. So I said, oh, these would be perfect. I could use that vinyl chair right there. So he said, how many do you want? I just said, how many do you have? Because I'm just assuming you only had 5 or 6. And he said, well, ma'am, just tell me how many you want. And so I said, okay, I need about 25 of them. He said, is that all? Girl, the man went back there and got all those chairs, and I think he charged me like $400 for all of them.
All right.
Okay, remember I told you it was going $89 a piece, that's the cheapest. He charged me $420 for all of those chairs. But you are the master of your own mind. You're the master of your own fate. It's up to you. If you think you can't, you probably won't. If you think you can, you probably will. Design your life the way you want to design it. It is just as simple as that, I promise you. Just as simple as taking out a piece of paper and designing your life the way you want it. So when you find yourself feeling like you don't fit in and you're alone in this world, just know that God is really working with you.
Amen.
Know that he's really working. Because success, let me tell you, success goes like this. People think that success starts from the bottom and then you shoot up to the top. Success goes like this. So you gotta have to keep hitting rock bottom and rock bottom. But it's when you down here, that's when you're the richest. You know why that's when you're the richest? When you hit rock bottom? Because all you're doing, you sitting around and you thinking about ways to get rich. You thinking about those ideals are starting to flourish. That blood is flowing and you creative. When you're broke, you're creative. I know you heard people say, oh, my lawsuit money come in, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. The minute they get their money, everything they thought they was gonna do when they was down here, it just went out the window. They just forgot all about it. But when they was down here, they had so many bright ideas. So when you're down here, you guys, that's when you're most creative. When you get desperate and you don't know how to feed your kids, something out of somewhere is gonna kick in and it's gonna give you an idea of what to do. So that's the same thing with your business. You have to want something so bad, it has to be a burning desire. It does not work if it's not a burning desire. You got to fall down on your knees, cry, do whatever you got to do, but it has to be, God, please, please help me. It has to be a burning desire in order for it to work. Once it becomes that burning desire, then it's just going to take shape on its own. Things are just going to start forming. It's just going to start happening on its own. And after a while, it'll just be out of your control, and you'll look back and be like, wow, how did this happen? Many times I had to tell myself, I don't know, I didn't do that, y'all. I promise you I didn't do that. I don't know what happened. But you can make whatever it is. This is your life. Design it the way you want it to go. Let nobody stop you. Pick up your wings and start flying. Pick up your wings and start flying. You are your own worst enemy, and you are the only one that's holding you back. I don't care if we lived in the 60s and the 30s when the racism was going on. I don't care about any of that. You still are the only ones that's holding you back. Quit blaming others. You have to take blame yourself. Pick up your torch and start running. So I guess that's going to conclude it for me today. Unless you guys have any more questions for me, I just wanted to, like I said, I help so many people on a one-on-one basis from behind the chair. I just wanted to get out and help as many as I can and show you that you too can do this. Don't let the media, the news, the television scare you talking about we in the recession or the economy is bad. Because like I say, every time you go to the malls, to the stores, people are still traveling, people are still doing everything, so people are still spending too. So you go out and get yours. It might be a little harder than it was a few years or so ago, but that's okay. You're gonna have to get your running shoes on. And only the strong is gonna survive anyways. So if it's something you want, if it's that burning desire, you're gonna make it happen. If it's not a burning desire, then oh well. Don't let education stop you. Don't let fear hold you back. Just get your shoes on and start running, okay? All righty then. Thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate you.